What's going on, guys? It's your boy Inheritor back again with another replay analysis. This is Adax. He has a silver 2. This is for the game mode doubles. He wants me to look at rotation, aerial control, ball control, so overall control, and then shooting and passing. I took a quick little sneak peek into the video before I started recording. Mechanically, he's pretty decent for silver 2. But Adax, my man, I'm going to let you know ahead of time it is difficult to do a replay analysis for your rank, just because it's gonna be difficult for you to understand the perspective that I'm seeing it, unless you just catch on to things really quickly, which I'm not saying you won't. I'm just saying that there's a possibility that some of the things I point out are things, like I say in my other videos, I'm basing this off of how I play my game. And so I'm going to do my best to try not to repeat my explanations on certain things. I will point them out as I see them, but I'm not going to sit there and explain every single time, just because I don't want this to be super long if there's a bunch of reoccurrences throughout the video. So let's go ahead and get through and see what we got here. So silver 2 doubles. Okay, hold on. Okay, so first things first. This is your kickoff. I don't know if you intentionally didn't go for that, but I will... For your rank, it is extremely risky to go for something like that, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to go right towards your net, and the odds of your teammate missing the ball are way too high to go for something like that. So make sure you look around and see where your teammate is on the kickoff, otherwise you're never going to know whose kickoff it is. Left, by default, in solo queue, unless you specify for them to go, is your kickoff. So, you know, you're here. If there was a possibility for someone else to go, they would be the opposite side. So this is your kickoff right now. Your teammate's back by the net somewhere. So that's the first thing. Secondly, you turn off your ball cam to go grab boost. I understand that. However, by the time you did your half flip, which, by the way, I was really surprised to see you could half flip at your rank. There's a lot of people at Plat that don't even know how to half flip. So, nice. However, you could have turned off ball cam as soon as you landed and just kept driving straight, and you would have gotten the boost. Because right now you have no idea what was happening with the play. And the fact that you didn't go for the kickoff was, like I said, really risky. Luckily for you, it didn't go towards your net, because your teammate went for boost expecting you to go for it. I don't disagree with that challenge, with the back flip. Good try with predicting the ball here. Where it was going to be, you just overshot it a bit, and that caused you to push yourself too far left of the ball. Didn't give you the touch you were probably looking to get. I don't necessarily agree with you cutting off your teammate there. They were behind you and still going for that. If you look right here, they're still going around, and there could have been potential for them to hit the ball. I just want to go back to me saying it's really hard to do a replay analysis for this rank because people are so... they're missing so often. It's hard to really tell what to do. Tell lower ranks what should be done. Just because they don't have the consistency of just the basic maneuvers. Which, by the way, I would highly recommend spending a lot of time in free play just practicing hitting the ball in many different directions as possible, as quickly as you can. Not quite sure what you meant to do by turning off your ball cam there. I don't necessarily disagree with it. And from my mindset, I don't disagree with it, but you didn't really make anything come of it. One thing to look for here, this guy's jumping. This guy missed. I don't know why they went for it in the first place, but this guy missed. This guy's going for it, so you can predict that they're going to hit it somewhere over here, even if they miss. So you should be hitting the ball here to try and 50 it. So, in a higher ranked game, that would have been a giveaway of ball possession in a really bad situation because the other opponent that was with you in the net, oh my, oh dear, should have been up there with them, and it would have left your teammate in a 2v1. Pushing up way too much here. You shouldn't be that far up with your teammate. Even though you did have pretty decent positioning there, not being right next to your teammate, so thank you for that. You shouldn't be stopping there. There's no chance you could have gotten to that. I'm assuming this was a lag spike in game. I don't know how to read that. I don't know what was intended to happen there. But in the scenario that it wasn't a lag spike in game, I would have just taken it to the corner wall and popped it up. Good job turning off ball cam, trying to be able to control the ball there. Really could have started boosting for that sooner if you wanted to get a beat on the ball. Really didn't need to rush that. If you did hit that, it would have just slammed into your wall and it would have just bounced out towards mid and given the opponents a potential shot. That would have been one of those points of times where you should have half flipped to try and recover and then repositioned. I don't quite know. I know this is a common thing to see in a low rank. I just can't remember what I personally did to get through the phase of swerving past the ball. I mean, that was I mean, if you had just kept driving straight, you would have hit it. So I don't really know what would have caused you to swerve past it. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, obviously, in terms of a high rank standpoint, yeah, it is. But I know it's common to see. It's hard to read these situations. But good job on that shot. That was a really good aerial attempt here. If you had double jumped it, done a double jump or a fast aerial, you probably could have gotten there. And even still, if you had kept your car pointed up the way you had it and just kept boosting, well, not with your car tilted to the side like that, you would have missed. But right here, if you had just kept going up like this, you would have gotten a wheel touch and potentially put it in. Depends on how hard you would have gotten, or how hard of a touch you would have gotten off that wheel touch. You should be turning on and off ball cam pretty sporadically throughout the time you're rotating back, and also you're going back really slow. You could have been flipping to get to the boost to speed up recovery. But the fact that you didn't turn on ball cam during this period of time at all, you had no idea what was happening with the play, and you also had no idea where the ball was. Shouldn't be going for that. Your teammate had ball control. Even though it doesn't look like they did, but the fact that they kept going for it, you should have backed off. Good job waiting there. You didn't need to rush that. There was nobody challenging you. This guy here is rotating back. The other guy's sitting in net. Your teammate's probably, hopefully, not going to hit the ball. I can't say they're not going to hit the ball because your rank is a little iffy about a lot of things. And I say that I'm trying not to be harsh or any sort of toxic or anything. It's just, like I said, I don't really particularly know much of anything about Silver, man. Other than they just need to focus on the basics. Don't worry about the fancy stuff. Get your basics down, be able to hit the ball consistently, be able to get your basic aerials consistently, etc., etc. Then focus on the other stuff. This right here, you didn't, like I said, you didn't need to rush this. That double jump you did was not really the most efficient way you could have gone about it. Realistically, you could have waited for the bounce and tried to control it, turn off ball cam and try to dribble the ball. Even if it just meant, you know, having it on the side of your car and working with it. It's another situation where you didn't, I mean, I understand the rush there, but knowing that the ball had just bounced and you're using a flat car, you should know that you have to be up a little bit higher to be able to hit the ball. So you would have either had to double jump and follow it as best as you can, or waited for it to come back down, then flick. You have to time your flicks properly. So instead of jumping right here, well, your first problem is that you're directly underneath the ball, which wouldn't necessarily be a huge issue. It's just that you kept going forward. So you're jumping with forward momentum. As soon as you get underneath the ball, you're going to go past the ball before you even flip. But secondly, the ball is currently still up. You would have had to wait till it was about just like glitches right there. Pretty much right there before you flipped. And you would have needed to do a regular front flip to get height on the ball, to try and get it to go in the direction up over your net, so if someone were to challenge you from this direction, they're not just going to blast it right into your net. I mean, that could still happen, but it's not going to happen easier. You didn't need to go for this, especially since your teammate is going for this right now. So you going for that made that really awkward for yourself, more so than your teammate. In a high rank standpoint, if I were the guy going for the ball and you were challenging like that, I would have backed off because you were basically chasing. You would have had to jump right about here to hit this, and then timed your flip accordingly to actually get it to go in the direction of your net. So you would have had to jump here, boost while boosting, and hit the ball right in this area with the corner of your car to get it to go over here. This happens a lot, I've seen so far. You should not do that. Your little backup, go forward, back up maneuver. If you need to turn around, you need to hold down power slide. And even still, that's a bad idea. If something like that happens and you see someone else going for the ball, specifically in this scenario, as soon as this happens and your teammate throws you off, I would have been turning around and going back, because this guy is going towards the ball. And then this is going towards your net, and you end up getting scored on. Again, this is your kickoff. There you go. Don't worry about adjusting so much on the kickoff. You could almost drive completely straight. You just barely have to tap your analog stick to the right, and you would have just ended up driving straight and hit it just fine. Not much that could have been done there, except for the fact that you rotated back really, really, really slow. Which, don't get me wrong, this is slow from my standpoint. I know for your rank, this is your pace. But, realistically speaking, as soon as you got done with this kickoff, you ended up back here, whatever. You should have not turned that way, for one. You should have rotated towards the boost over here and just gone back as fast as you could. Whether it meant boosting or flipping. Even if you missed the boost, you should have been flipping to your net to try and help your teammate out. Shouldn't have gone for that. It's pretty... I was predicting that from while you were way back here. As soon as your teammate was sitting there waiting, I knew that he was going to try and touch it. So be a little more careful with paying attention to your teammates, and if they're going to go, they're going to go. So just keep that in mind and don't go with them. So back to this. This touch was, again, not necessary. Especially since your teammate was behind you. It's another thing. Make sure you're looking around for your teammate. I said this in the beginning of the replay for the kickoff, but that counts for everything. You need to know where your teammate is at all times. Good job trying to control the ball here. You hit the ball way too hard. You gotta try and smooth out your motions a bit. Think of it like being one with the car. When you turn around, you're not doing 90-degree turns, you're doing smooth motion turns. I mean, I guess you could be doing 90-degree turns, but you know what I'm trying to get at. I mean, you're not like halting and then instantly just slamming yourself a 90-degree angle and then starting like you're in a talent show or something. I don't know what I'm getting at with that, but point is, try and smooth out your motions a bit. Try and predict the ball, predict where the ball's going. You went for where the ball was going at the point in time that you jumped. You gotta be able to predict where the ball is going after you jump. And in general, you gotta be able to predict where the ball is going. And not play it where the ball is currently at. Overall, you have decent ball control. It's hard to talk about rotation because nobody at your rank really either A, knows what rotation is, or B, does proper rotation. And really, there is no rotation for twos. It's more about positioning in general. Your aerials, there's not a lot I can really say about it. You just gotta practice. Keep practicing, and I would advise utilizing the general coach chat for teaching you mechanics, and I can, for instance, teach you better control of your car in the air without the ball, which in theory will help you be able to keep your car in control while you're in the air. Then it just comes down to being able to read where the ball is going to be after you jump. And once you piece those two together, you're doing solid aerials. Shooting and passing. Don't even worry about passing. Passes will not happen for 90% of the time you play this game. Even in Grand Champ, people don't pass. Unless you're playing with someone that you are a teammate with, or that you just have really, really good chemistry with, passes just don't happen. You either have to be teamed, or have to have really good chemistry, and that's rare to come across. So don't even worry about passing. And again, with regular striker, like striking, taking your shots, slow down, take your time, don't rush to the ball for everything. You gotta make sure you're gonna put the ball where you want to put it. Don't just touch the ball to touch the ball. And then in terms of actually shooting it at the net and getting it into the net, practice. Use the training provided in the game. It will help you to a certain extent. And that's really all I can tell you, man. The only other thing I can really say is to ensure that you are utilizing the general coach chat. Ask me for help with mechanics and stuff. But I'm not going to help you with, double flip reset, off the ceiling, double touch, blah, blah, blah. If I'm going to help you with mechanics, I'm referring to, okay, we're going to focus on being able to control our car in the air for ever. Or whatever the case may be. It's the basics that matter, and that's what you need. It's the essentials you need, because once you get the basics, you can speed those basics up. And once you speed those basics up and get those down, then start not only continue to gradually increase your speed, but then you start implementing more advanced mechanics. I don't know why I just went brain dead there. So, what I want you to do is, when you have free time, go into my Discord, General Coach Chat, ask me for help with a certain specific thing. Whether it's aerial control, which I don't particularly think matters too much for you right now, but that's just an example. And then we're gonna spend, say, a 20-minute session in a private match, one-on-one, you and me, and we're gonna go through a little routine for you to practice. And you're gonna write the routine down. That way you can continue doing it until you have it memorized, and then once you have it memorized, you're gonna keep doing it until you don't even have to think about it anymore. And when I say don't even have to think about it, I mean you're able to flawlessly execute the exercises with ease. Then we make it more advanced until you're a pro. Not literally, but you know. It's just, you gotta take baby steps, and focusing on the big boy mechanics aren't where it's at. You gotta get the basics down. But that's all I got for you, man. I hope this helps you a little bit. I definitely think your better option over replay analysis is going to be to have me help you in the coaching chat until you get towards the high gold plat range. That's where things really pick up, and you can actually understand certain things that I couldn't really point out during this replay analysis just because you're not to that point yet. But I hope this helped you out, man. Feel free to ask me any questions at any point in time. You know how to get a hold of me. Yeah, thanks for submitting. And yeah, I will catch you next time.